Hi, I'm Erin, and we're here interviewing distinguished alumni Erin Bried. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
What clubs and activities were you involved in here at Parkland?
I was involved in lots of different clubs and activities, and the ones that I can remember, because it was a while ago, was the soccer team. When I got to Parkland, it was the first time ever there was a girls' soccer team. So we had to find a coach. Her name is Mrs. Zosky, to coach our team, and she had never coached soccer before. She had to learn about it, checking out books from the library to learn how to play soccer. And so we had a okay first year, and then after that we got great. And so I played soccer for all 4 years. Mrs. Zosky was great. I was on the student council. I remember being in SAD, which was Students Against Drunk Driving.
So what is it like to be a figure in the same community that inspired you?
I feel really grateful to Parkland for the foundation that it gave me when I was young. One thing, when I was thinking about my high school experience, I remember how creativity was always encouraged at school, or always encouraged in me. When I think back to some of the projects I did, I turned a science classroom into a rainforest. I covered it with vines. I brought humidifiers in to make it really steamy, like played a jungle soundtrack, and then led my class through the classroom and taught them all about the rainforest. Or in another class I took, it was called Athletics and Society. It was like the field trip class. I got to go out a lot. But for my project for that, I remember bringing in a 19-foot aluminum canoe and putting it in the swimming pool and teaching a lesson to my classmates on how to paddle a canoe. So it just felt like when I was there were no limits to what you could do. If you wanted to be creative, you were allowed to be creative and encouraged to be creative. And as a magazine editor and an author, that's something that I have held on to, because I work in a field where creativity is prized and required. And I'm happy that Parkland encouraged that in me.
So what advice would you give to students who are looking to give back to their community like you have?
I think, so I run a children's magazine called Kazoo, and I launched it because I went to the bookstore with my daughter and I saw what was available on the newsstand, and it wasn't good enough. Kazoo's mission is to celebrate girls for being strong and smart and fierce and true to themselves, and nothing was speaking to them that way on the newsstand. And so I decided that something should change. And I decided that if I wanted to see change in the world, I had to make that change myself. It wasn't my responsibility to wait for somebody else to come do it for me or for my kids. So I used what I knew, which was I was a magazine editor for almost 20 years at Condé Nast, and I took my skills and I said, I'm going to do this myself. I'm going to launch an entirely new magazine, a new kind of magazine for girls that's better than what's out there. And I think my advice to students about that is that if you have an idea, follow it. Put in the work to make it real. When you look around, everything was somebody's idea. It all starts as an idea. And if you're willing to put in the work to make it real, you can do that.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful.
Good. Thank you.